40 years of Gibson leadership. The cool part is we can do that with 3 dudes. That's nuts, right? Stay tuned, Sean. Whatever that was. The moment, yeah. So 40 years. It's kind of weird. It's like you think there's gonna be a lot of different people. It's not been that many people. 3.
Dude.
That's it.
And each one just smarter than the last.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
God, that's mean. I don't believe that one bit. I think it's all fantastic.
I think so. I believe that.
No, well, so okay, let's talk about Henry. Don't even get me to try to say Henry's name. It's impossible for me to say it.
Yeah.
So Henry J. Say it now under your breath in the comments and stuff. From Lots of people talk about the Henry years. This was 1986 to 2018. That's a long time. It's a long tenure of being CEO of a company. A very long time. So there's a lot of beef is talked on this dude, a lot of smack. Because things didn't go great at the end, but we got to talk about it. He did salvage that company. He became CEO, brought it back from the ashes, so they were sort of struggling too, just like Fender was with old Mr. Schultz in the same year. That's pretty uncanny. Think about it, 86. That is the time that Schultz bought Fender. Henry became CEO of that.
I think it's a conspiracy. I think they both knew what they were going to do.
Yeah, so what the, I mean, that would be really funny though.
Go ahead.
But what's fun is we want to talk about what they're doing afterwards too, because it's like, because what we always think of is like when they finish there, like, you know, sort of in shame and infamy, because in 2018, like after all the bankruptcies, Chapter 11 filing, he stepped down as CEO during the restructuring, realignments of the company. He didn't just like go away off the pasture, he started a whole new company. He's in the healthcare industry. He co-founded, what was it, CareMote?
Yep.
It's based out of Nashville. That's it's all about, like, you know, a platform designed to assist in reducing costs for healthcare. It's a 24/7 access to healthcare managers. It's just a healthcare company. Complete opposite of Gibson.
Well, you know, he felt like he had done all that there was to do in the guitar world, and he said, "It's time to go after my real passion, healthcare."
Okay, but I mean, well, a lot of these guys, I mean, you're gonna see like they're coming from all over the place. Now, so at the end of that, like it was a tumultuous time for Gibson. Like people, the final reigning years of Henry's time were not like a positive. We've heard all the horror stories from dealers to dudes that worked there, and how there's like they wouldn't know if they'd get fired on Monday or they get promoted on Tuesday, fired on Thursday, and it was like, it was kind of like Stalin. Like going to have dinner with Stalin or President Snow of the Hunger Games if you're a younger person. Same thing. Just watch, you know, the final Hunger Games movies. You like to have people over for dinner, have a glass of wine, bam, that's poison, you're dead. You know, you don't have dinner with Stalin.
Cheers.
Because he's dead now, that'd be weird too. But even in the past, or President Snow in the far future, a few hundred years from now, I think the Hunger Games take place, when it's Panem.
More like President Blow. Sorry.
Blow.
Yeah.
I'd be like that. That'd be Johnny Depp from the movie Blow, which I love.
Awesome.
Now, JC Curleigh took over 2018 to 22.
Smarter man.
That's very,
I think this. I'm serious.
Definitely the best dressed man as far as jeans go, because that dude came from Levi's and Solomon and Keen, the athletic wear and the clothing. I'm wearing Levi's right now. This is not a Levi's shirt. It's I think it's a
Brixton.
Brixton. I was like, Braxton or Brixton? Am I wearing Braxton's shirts? No, he's a friend of ours. No, but I'm a Levi's sort of exclusive guy. I love Levi's. I've been wearing them my whole life. I wish they lasted longer sometimes, but anyway, kind of like JC. I wish he would have lasted longer too. I thought he was good.
I thought he was really good. I liked him. He had a good smile. He's like, I like his smile.
He was the right guy at the right time, because he sort of brought back like sort of this excitement, this verve, this energy.
He looked like he played guitar. I think he did play guitar, but I don't want to say that and be dumb and wrong. But he seemed like a guitarist.
No, he it's cool. Like it was cool. He had the look. It was just there was a positivity.
Yes, I was like, yes.
He really revamped the product lineup. That was a huge thing. They brought down prices too. I remember them doing that, like from the Les Paul standards and traditionals. Boom, started securing and reinvigorating the artist relationships again. That has sort of gotten a little bit haywire. I think he was stepping back from Gibson as just a lifestyle brand and being like, Gibson is a guitar maker. We gotta build what we were made famous and made wealthy with, Les Pauls, 335s, SGs, and eventually let's figure out this acoustic thing again, which they finally have. And they're making I remember there was a time when you'd go in and play Gibson acoustic, and it was like 1 out of 5 was like good.
I'd say it's like you'd be like, oh wow, look.
No, there'd be one that you'd be like, this is awesome, but you'd play like 10, and you'd be like, all right, they're okay. It's like kind of like a really cool,
Yeah, I feel like he brought the focus back to what they were good at.
And like trying to get QC back under control.
Yes.
Now, upon his departure, he left in 2023 without much explanation. It was sort of nefarious tradings. Who knows what happened if it was...
Deuces.
What does that mean?
That means I'll see you later, my friend.
Okay, cool. Bye-bye. So as of September 2023, he took over one of our favorite box makers and case makers of Pelican products.
Pelican.
So that's a big thing, like from musical type products that go into it to weapons, to golf clubs.
It's pretty dope.
It's pretty cool, and it's probably a bigger company than Gibson. I don't think it is, but no, it's like you get into some of these companies and you're like I remember when Fender was talking to Apple about a product they were working on together. I was talking to some pretty high ups there. They're like, sometimes it takes a while for us to get a phone call back because like they could buy us with a sneeze. If Apple wanted to, or if Google wanted to, or if Amazon wanted to, like, we own Fender now.
Yeah.
It's just, that's...
Sorry, I'm just thinking about private equity now. I can't stop.
Well, at least this isn't private equity. This is just like giant corporations, which I think Apple's cool because we all use these they're everywhere. And like,
everywhere.
God, Dylan. Androids.
Gross.
I know, it's so weird.
Yuck.
So he's been doing that, and he's working on the next phase of its growth, and I think he does. He brings this like, strangely, this is a compliment too, youthful excitement to it.
Yes.
And gets people, I think, motivated to work and build the product. So hats off to JC. I think he was the right man at the right time.
The further we've gotten away from his departure too, as we start to talk about the next great man in this list, is that I don't think it was so much of a negative thing. I think he was handing it off to Cesar because he was like, all right, I feel like I've done good work here, and I feel like you can take it over and do great work too.
And that is part of the, I don't know if that's what happened. We have no idea. That's just a hopefully optimistic way. But it's the way certain companies, certain businesses work that way.
Yep.
Certain schools work that way. Some like, I look at like a lot of the private schools locally, they have like certain leaders or headmasters for a certain time to like re-firm up their financials or to really develop a good teacher core. And then some though have like the same headmaster for 30 years.
Yeah.
And so it's a different, I think that's what Gibson was maybe after the tumultuous end of Henry. They needed someone in transition perhaps, come in, save the day a bit, bring Gibson back on its footing, and then now Cesar.
Yes.
You want to say his last name?
Gueikian.
It's fun to say, right?
I'm pretty sure that's how you say it.
I mean,
if not, I'm sure.
There's some funny, like all three of these names are like fun names to say.
They're JC Curleigh, and like Curleigh is spelt like in like a really long way.
Because I think of the Three Stooges when I hear Curleigh, like immediately I'm like,
They kind of do have the Three Stooges. Oh my God.
This
sounds like the smart thing. It's me being a smart ass, and it's not.
No, it just makes me say, oh my God, like this is the greatest meme ever. We just created it. So he's 2023 to now. Yeah. He's the guy. So he joined in 2018 as well as Chief Marketing Officer.
Yes.
Which is and later served as brand president, but his focuses are strengthening the custom shop and high-end offerings. And that's when you've seen all these really cool things there. A lot of them are Gibson Garage exclusives, like the Jimmy Pages and like the Greenie.
Dude.
And those things are sick.
And I think they've done a really good job with not only those products, but also taking those products and bringing them down to having more affordable options for people. The fact that there's a Greenie Epiphone model, and then there's a Greenie Standard, and then a Greenie Custom Shop, and then the Big Mac, right? It's like, that's cool. I like what he's done with the Custom Shop stuff. I think he's absolutely crushed that, because any of them that I've played, especially
they're amazing. It's frustrating that they're $20,000, but they're really, really good.
So good.
It's really frustrating. Like, ugh, if this was $10,000, it seems reasonable. Yeah. That's what we say a lot. It's like, oh, we're crazy. He's done a good job of getting the QC, the continuing what JC started, getting that back, because that was a big point of problem at the end of the Henry years. Because like QC was just off the charts, not good, because it was just not consistent.
Yeah.
And like I think the joy that his artist relationships, he's huge on that. So really developing those even further. Yeah. I'd probably say he's the most aggressive with that.
I think so too, yeah.
And like getting those and doing artist builds and like really connecting Gibson television, the Gibson recording type branding, and creating a Gibson ecosphere that wasn't there before by bringing Mark Agnesi is a huge factor in this. He's not the CEO. He will be when there's a coup.
I hope so, dude. That would be awesome.
Him and Joe Bonamassa will ride on a steed of fire, and then Cesar like, yes, and they'll battle them, and then they'll go, we're all friends, we're leaders together.
Let's do it. And then they
Let's
kiss.
That's Joe Bonamassa sees.
No, what I do love though is it seems like JC.
Not a deep kiss. It was like
No, just a little
soft
peck.
kiss, like we do, like a peck.
JC and Cesar and Mark, I think, coming together. I've only seen in the last, 5 years. So, well, I guess it'll be, 7 or 8 years now. The importance of the styling of everything, bringing the importance back of the models. Like, there's a lot more focus.
And we'll get
now,
into
and I
that too.
that.
That's a big part of what's happened in these last few years is the Gibson Garage.
Yes.
That's been a huge thing. Gibson Garage Nashville, Gibson Garage London, and then Cesar's been a huge spearhead of their. This isn't what I like as much. Their direct-to-consumer marketing and programming and
Don't say it.
departments. I know the DTC element.
That's as bad as private equity.
No, I don't mind. I have some friends that work directly in this. I'm not saying his name because I don't want to get him in trouble. I love him to death. He's awesome. He's one of my favorite people from up north, the Northeast.
Well, just give his address.
His
now.
social security is. No, but like I do like what Gibson's done with the garage. We send people there all the time. They're like, we're going to Nashville, go to guitar shop, and where should we go? We're like, garage, Carter's, Groon's. I just went blank. The R.
Rumble seat.
Yeah, thank you. God, I'm sorry. I was like Reckless Music. I was like Rambler.
Reckless.
Rumble seat. You got to see those corner music. Like just go to all like the cool spots. You got to go to Gibson's Garage. You got to see if you're in London, you're a guitar player. Go to the place in Denmark. You got to go to Gibson Garage.
Yes.
You got to buy a $90 T-shirt.
I want to take a second on the Gibson Garage too to say, Mark Agnesi, you
smells nice.
well, yeah, of course he smells nice. He's Mark Agnesi.
Continue.
But you've done a great job of developing that there, and also just making it about the guitars in such a really cool way. Like, it's fun to go to the garage, and it's fun to go in there and play guitars. It's not that weird, gross experience that it could be compared to, like,
They've done a good job of quality. I'll give you that. And then the vault and everything is amazing.
The vault, the whole experience.
And let me say
also,
something negative about Mark, though, because we can't be that nice. You're just being too nice. It's his family is gorgeous and beautiful. I don't really understand how that
beautiful
happened.
wife, his
And
beautiful
children.
kids.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Beautiful home.
Beautiful home.
But anyway,
I bet he's got a cute dog too.
No, we would kill the dog. Anyway, continuing. So that's sort of what's going on with them now, and the new products have been pretty awesome.
They have been.
I'm pumped. Cool toys, cool
There's
guitars.
nothing that I've played that has come out in the last couple years from Gibson that I've been like, that sucks. It's like, oh, back to form, huh? No, it's like they actually have stepped up.
I'll think of something. God, it's not going to be for this video because I won't think of it in time. There has to be something. Because everybody goofs. Fender goofs. Gibson's got to goof.
I mean, the weird metal ones, maybe, I think some people like that.
That's as long as they build that small enough batches, and it's not like we're sitting on 2,000 of these in the warehouse now.
I thought the Theodore was kind of silly. I just saw some. Like, I'm glad you did it. Like, that's cool, but I'm also like,
I think I don't know. I can't remember if I like those or not.
They're the tulip shape. I know
I like the relic ones.
Yeah, the relic ones.
That was really
dope.
cool. That was really cool. That was like, ooh, I want one. Blah. Maybe later.
Yeah. That's just my personal preference.
So what's Cesar doing now? The same stuff we just talked about. He hasn't been fired yet, or since this video's come out, or quit, or decided to launch his new brand of Cesar guitars. No, because I just saw him on Instagram the other day building the new CEO model or something.
Another thing to say about Cesar before we go here is that he is a guitar player, and that's really cool. He loves guitar.
We have a whole other video talking about the different manufacturers and how the people come from different places. Everybody comes from somewhere else, obviously, but it's nice to have passion. I mean, even Andy Mooney is a guitar player,
Cesar comes from the heart, dude. People are going to think that I'm a huge fan, and I'm like, he's all right.
I've never met
cool.
Cesar.
I've never met him either.
Yeah, so I can't say if he's cool or not.
Yeah, no, I have no idea.
He can be really mean. He'd be like, "You're terrible. I throw you out. Off with your hooves."
Did he turn?
He's taking our hooves off.
I was about to say, is this Scarface now?
No, we're like little demons, maybe. I don't know. So that's it. 40 years, 3 people.
Cocaine.
Rock and roll. I mean, from the old years of Gibson, I've heard the stories of back in the Leo Fender days. Like Leo Fender's drinking milk and having cookies and going to bed. Like Gibson was party town. It was
like a fun
nuts. Fender became that later in like the 80s and 90s. It was like there was some stories that we will maybe talk about some other video, but not now. We gotta wait for some of those people to die. But yeah, it's Gibson was wild
times,
back in
dude.
the day. And our own Johnny Robb, who's not here today with us, worked there for a bit.
That's right. He was doing blow off of those QC
No,
cards.
he wasn't. He was just doing factory production.
Chopping lines.
With the clock, and then saying, how many guitars have you built today? You can leave now, or you can't leave.
Actually, it was a timer that said another line.
Yeah. Of guitar necks.
Yeah.
You have to carve 38,000 nuts today. It's like, Jesus Lord, just kill me. But that's all we got.
Message Johnny about his cocaine problem.
3 liters, 40 years. It's pretty amazing. So let us know your thoughts. See if let us know and be straight with it. Do you think Gibson's going the right direction, the wrong direction since the Henry days? If you remember those days, or if you're a new player, I'd love to know, like, what are your thoughts on Gibson? Because it's a historic brand. Does it have the same pull to you as it does to all of us old codgers, this young codger, even younger codgers? Billy Bob Thornton and the Boxmasters, great band. Check them out.
Like, subscribe,
Hit the bell.
magic.
See how we reversed it? Bye. Peace be with you.